I'm Mo.
I'm Jenoa.
And we're back.
Having sex talk. So today, we have a subject brought to you by Mo and her practice.
Yeah, so a client said to me recently, if a guy is into, she said tranny, but I think she meant like, if my guy is into transgendered women, does that make him a freak?
Probably meant trannies and not transgendered women, because if she saw them as transgendered women, she probably wouldn't think it was freakish.
My jaw sort of dropped to the ground, but I thought this is like a really great opportunity for me to bring it up. Like, when something is foreign to us, we think that it makes someone
bad, weird,
a bad person,
icky,
or weird. You know, it's really important to recognize that we all have different fetishes. We all have different things that we like. And no, what you like does not make you a freak.
The more that you see trans women as women, the less freaky it becomes. Because, I mean, it could be any of us that was born into a body that didn't match what we feel ourselves to be, and had to take steps to change that.
I agree with that. And I do also have to say that we don't necessarily need to see a trans woman as a woman in order to accept her and appreciate her. Like, there's a whole community of trans, which is neither woman or man.
Right.
And that's okay,
right
too.
In the middle somewhere.
You know, we just aren't ready as a society to embrace that and accept that yet. And my answer to this client was, you know, number one, if something is foreign to us, yeah, it's going to feel freakish. And number two is that because of how much shame that said guy might have received for his attraction to a trans individual, he might hide it from you, which makes it worse. So basically, people will hide their fetishes because they feel that there's something wrong with it. They have been shamed, or they believe their fetish is shameful, and therefore they're going to lie to you about it. And that's when it becomes bad. It doesn't make him a freak because he has a fetish that he's ashamed about. It makes society at fault for making him feel like a freak.
Yeah, so he might have led with the shame instead of leading with, well, I met this wonderful person who happens to be trans, and I really enjoyed spending time with them in all of these ways. One of them happened to be sexual, blah, blah, blah. But if you have all that shame, you're going to, like, hide it and lead with the shame, and then the other person's going to pick up shame. So here's the thing, the more you sort of get out into the fringy worlds of society, the more you meet all different kinds of people, and you start to see them as people, like fully realized people that are maybe different than you, maybe not so different than you, if you really try to find the ways that you're alike instead of not alike. And then people that are different stop being freakish and just become a different color in the rainbow of the human spectrum. And that just comes from really meeting a lot of different kinds of people.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of it has to do with how we own it as individuals and as society to help change society's view. There is no fetish that makes you crazy. It's only the way that we perceive that fetish that perpetuates shame, that makes it bad in society's eyes.
Right. And people are just people. We all represent differently. There are more common representations and less common representations, but we're all just people, and we're all trying to get the same stuff out of life, as love and be loved and have success and be comfortable. And no matter what body parts you were born with or not born with, we're all just doing the same stuff, to be honest. So there's no reason to put those people in a freak.
Get rid of all those concepts that you have about the perfect guy or the perfect girl, and start coming from a place of acceptance. Accept yourself and accept the people around you.
What do you really like? Like, what do you really like? If you think that this guy's a freak, what are you hiding? Like, what do you feel shame about? If you're projecting all the shame onto him, what is it inside you that you're not feeling comfortable with?
I think that's a good point.
We all walk around with shame. I have
all
mine.
Sorts of shame.
Everybody has theirs, and we all hopefully work on it, and more pops up later, and we're like, fuck, I thought I got rid of that fucking shame, but here it is. So if someone comes to you and says, I like to have sex with trans women, or anything that they feel like, give them a big fucking hug. Because clearly they're carrying this thing they consider a burden.
And if you find out that your partner has some sort of secret fetish and you just happen to find out about it, try not to shame them about it. Try to ask them about it. Try to, like, support the fact that they like something and they're having a hard time telling you. It's not easy to be able to admit that we're attracted to certain types of things sometimes.
Yeah, these are deep, deep things from childhood. A lot of fetishes, you sort of like get peeks of them in childhood and then people squash you down and tell you you're bad and dirty and awful. And so this is a lot of stuff that pops up, you know, if you get discovered or even if you admit it. It's really important what the reaction is.
Yeah.
So be kind, be accepting. Even if it's not your thing and you can't stay in that relationship, don't freak out.
Yeah. And don't shame the other person. Don't make them feel bad for something that they feel.
Yeah. Let's all support each other's freakiness, shall we?
Yeah.
Please?
Even if it hurts you to your core because you're not his type.
Yeah.
That doesn't make him messed up or fucked up in any way.
You can't be everybody's type.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, so that was the sex talk.
The sex talk.
Ding. Oh,